What a beautiful bike. I'm going to be able to go home, I'm going to be able to drink coffee, alcohol, tea, because it's got me out of the quag. And it just, you know, I'm not being funny. You've got the new one coming out, and it may be lighter and more powerful, but I think this bugger will take some beating. It's absolutely amazing. Just pull in there so we can go by. And look at my shoes and me. And even over this, normally I'm stood up on these, this only just goes over them dead easy. What a fantastic bike. So my first ride out on my new Himalayan SLUG, as its name is. And that's not good, my engine management light's on straight away. So we'll just turn off. That's probably all the crap that's around the sensors and everything. We'll get her on the road. Just go through some water. It'll just free up some of the mud on the bike and wet me. Nice of him. Absolutely, I tell you people, honestly, absolutely loved it. Even getting stuck, and that's it. At the end of the day, if you want to, I think in the respect of going out trail riding on your own, I think you seriously have to think about situations like that, and especially if you're properly isolated. I mean, this is isolated, but not that far that I couldn't walk out to a main road or walk to one of these farmers' tracks and say, I'm stuck, I'm sorry, could you help me? When you get into the Welsh mountains or you get in the Scottish Highlands and there's nothing there for, you know, 30-40 miles, then it becomes real risk, doesn't it? Just love it. It just munches through. It just munches through in any gear. It just sort of, like I say, there's not much difference between each gear in torque ratings, but you can see we've just come out of that really bad muddy field onto the roads, and I think what we're just going to do, I'm just going to stop here, because it may be just a case I think it just needs turning off for that engine management light, because it's not really a thing you do on your first vid, but no, we're still on. We'll give her a clean down when we get back. It's not going to be. It's going to be like an exhaust sensor on it. That's full of crap. That's what will have happened on this. So we'll go easy with her. Hope you've enjoyed it. Anyway, I thought, you know, it's a bit more going to get a bit wetter. Maybe that'll clean it off, you never know. I think what we'll do, we'll go up a little bit further and we'll go in our stop place and we'll have a walk around her and see what she looks like after the endeavour she's had in the mud. So she's done 14 miles now. So leave your comments, your thoughts. Would you have one? Would you buy one? Do you think they're beautiful? Do you think they're hideous? Do you just want to have eyeballs that are pushed back into the back of your skull because you want to go too fast? Or has it not got enough juice to get through the mud? Let me know in the comments. Have you ridden one? Even better. Do you own one? You know, let me know in your comments. Send me some photos of the best places you've been stuck, or the best places you've been. Send it to bertrandbiker21@gmail.com, and I'll put them together and we'll see. We'll choose the best one out of the hat, and they can have a sticker from the Bertrand Biker. How about that? Or one of my old parts that I don't want off one of my bikes. I'll decide on the day. But this is absolutely, as I say with it, this bike just does not make you want to. You don't want to ride fast. It's not interesting, you know. Undoubtedly, if you want to get somewhere, it's like, for me, going to the Lake District, you know, you'd be at the speed limits. It'd be at 65 all the way up there. But is that a bad thing? It would probably, this bike could probably just force me down all the A and B roads to go to the Lake District from Warrington, from Cheshire. I won't bother with the motorway, because this is just a nice leisurely pace. This is just going at a really nice pace. And it's quite warm out today. It's not cold. Well, saying that, it's not cold now because I've been dragging a bike out of the mud, so I'm absolutely baking. I could have been in my birthday suit to do that, to be honest. Again, things like these mirrors, they're going to fold on you dead easy, which I suppose isn't a bad thing, because it's not a bad thing, because you're probably not going to break it. So I'm at the NEC Live tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I'll be leaving at about 8:30 in the morning. Now that's what you need to get out of the mud. Oh, he's done it, so the wagon's stuck there. And that's... See, what would you do without farmers? Work hard, them people do. And she also has a centre stand, which is there, a bit slippy. It needs a bit of rubber on that, to be honest. It's a bit, could do with putting a bit of rubber or something on that, because it is a bit slippy. Let's hope me camera holds out. There she is, a 411. This is a new old Himalayan. As you'll know, I think the new ones are due to hit your stores by about April or after Christmas, they reckon. What an absolute bike. Absolutely, you know, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'll tell you something what's good about it. When that bike got stuck, these grab rails, they save your life, people. They save your life. Definitely a set of engine guards on it. Put more weight on it, why not? There's a few little bits that I need to do to her. But what an absolute stunning mule. Waiting for my slug. And my little slug on the front of it. And it's a happy slug. And its owner is a happy slug too. I think things like a grill guard for the glass, I think you need to put on there. Absolutely. I'm actually speechless with it. I still feel it was really between this and the Rally 300. And honestly, I haven't made the wrong decision. The Rally 300 is still fantastic. I think like here you can get little spaces, or you make them yourself to lift the mudguard. That'll happen. Because I'll end up with better tyres. I mean, them tyres were good. That as you could see is mud, and it was getting you through it. So for what are on it, they'll do it. It needs a rear guard for the shocker. The shocker's immense. It's soft, the bike. It sounds nice. A lot of people change the exhaust. I don't think I'd bother changing the exhaust on it, to be honest. It's just cracking. Very comfortable bike. I mean, most bikes I buy, because I like the handlebars coming back and just relaxing my shoulders a little bit, because I've got arthritis in one shoulder, don't need to do it on this at all. I could put it on it and make it even more comfortable. It would raise it, so if you're standing on the bike, it'd be even better off-road. Maybe the handlebars are changed. I see people change the handlebars, but to be honest, I was picking up from the handlebar. There was no grief with it. The mirrors are a bit naffy, but to be honest, you know, over the years, even being young, these sort of type of mirrors have always been like that. It's the way they are. You just learn to use them. I mean, I probably will look at better ones. You can get ones with connections like these on that fasten, and they automatically fold and they tighten up a bit more viewing out of them as well. Yeah, so absolutely love it. Love it, people. Absolutely. What an amazing piece of kit that Himalayan is. Let's little pictures of her. Morning. Right, my people, let us get it going again. I think that's like I say, that sensor is somewhere with that mud and the water that's got on it, which is quite sad really for the first, you know, for your first ride out within your first 10 miles that you've got an engine sensor coming on. but I would say it's probably somewhere on the exhaust sensor somewhere with the amount of crap that's on that. Also, the pegs, these come off, so they can be changed. And it's a low bike, so you don't even really need to stand on the pegs to get over. For me, I don't anyway. There it looks like. There we go, it's gone. Knew there wouldn't be much wrong with it. Right, let's get going. Let's take it for a little ride down the lanes. I was going to take it to a friend and let him have a look, but do you know something? I think today is for me. This is where we come with the rally. A lovely little path. And my battery's probably going to last as long. You just got to watch this as you see the roads here. The roads are absolutely caked in leaves, and it don't matter what tyres you have on them stuff, they'll take you off. It's just absolutely, honestly people, it's absolutely such a lovely bike to ride. It, you know, doesn't force you want you to be in a rush. I mean, third gear, it likes third gear. Be a nice little place to live down here. Be nice, but trees are lovely, but they also bring a lot of damp and a lot of cold near your house, don't they? So yeah, but that is a lesson learned for me, people, on that muddy path, is better knobbly tyres, because even the Hemi would get stuck there. Coming over the motorway. So we've got another one which is more work. Let's just have a look now. So we're going to have our little ride, our usual ride down to JNS, I think. Try putting her in gear. First gear. Second gear. Second gear. 35. Third gear. And not really thrashing it either. Just taking my time with it. And I say, even at your normal road speeds, 40, 45, third gear, it just sweetly moves along. Fifth gear now, again, it's just like a little sewing machine. And we started off on a glorious day, and look at what we've ended up into. It's a good day tomorrow, it's my birthday. Not quite 60, 59. Quite pleased I've lasted this long, to be quite honest with you. But I've always got the view, when your time's due, time's due. You've got to pay your penny, that's it. But I've had the opportunity now to ride some wonderful bikes, ride some lovely cars, have some wonderful friends. I'm very lucky to have a peaceful life, really. There we go, third gear. But like I say with it, the bike just doesn't make you want to thrash it. And undoubtedly, when this bike wears in, I think it's a bit like the CB500F. It's limited on its power and its speed, but it just handles well anywhere you go on it. Because, you know, don't forget people, if you put road tyres, pure road tyres on this will handle better than it does on adventure tyres. You know, and that's the side you've got to think about, you know, what you want to do with your bike. Do you want to spend more time on the tarmac doing this? Because this is just as much fun as it is going down the muddy lanes. I think this for an everyday workabout bike, you know, if you've got the space and you had the money to have your quicker bike, if you want that, like I've got my NC, and right, the question, the choice between this or the NC, which one would you have? And I'll tell you straight, the NC, because I like the NC. I just love that NC. I love that DCT gearbox. The riding pleasure, they're about the same. The only difference is the NC, the DCT just makes life really easy. I'm not having to keep it changing gear. It's probably better than this bike on fuel. The front absolutely makes that bike turn into something completely different. That's what helps that bike. And do you know something? If Royal Enfield put the actual tank under the seat and turned that into a little front, can you imagine what this would be? It'd just be, people would love it. But there we go. And this is what this bike does. It's not got power. It's like now you're pulling the throttle back, it's just building up slowly. But it's nice, it's not. This is truly just riding for pleasure. And it feels light when you're riding it. Don't feel light when you're pulling it out of the mud. But yeah, it feels wonderful. Even on a grey and miserable day like this, I still love riding bikes. I still love riding whatever bike I'm sat on. The fuel gauge, the red needle is just about coming off the full line now. But you know, it's worked hard in that mud. This is quite a steep hill. I'm still in fifth. I've not changed out of fifth. Not even bothered going to change it. It's just gone up the hill. Don't need to. Let the power off a bit. And it's weird when you're actually under 55. There's no vibration in the handlebars. When you get above it, it vibrates quite a lot. Now I think the camera did go off on the motorway. You do get 60 mile an hour on this bike. 65, you get a lot of vibration through them handlebars. But like I say, just relax your hands on them. You'd get used to it. And undoubtedly, if you really wanted to, you could put where these join, you can just get little pieces of rubber and put them in between where they strap up. They'll still hold it. They won't fall. You know, take the vibration out that way. So there's lots of ways that you can deal with issues. You just got to think outside the box. This to me, Royal Enfield, this type of bike is more or less on the same lines of Harley Davidson. They want you to get your bike stock and then customise it to the way you want it. And I think it was Hitchfields or Hitchens that are the main supplier of them. you know, undoubtedly, I've looked at that site. There's lots of things you can do. But if you had, this is the difference with the NC and this. If this, you need more time on your hands to get where you want to go. You know, if you're retired and you've got no obstacles like your partners, your missus, your kids that stop you just getting on your bike and going wherever you want to go, I think it's a no-brainer, to be quite honest with you. What it's like laden up with a tent or with your gear and the back boxes, I don't know. I'm not going to get metal boxes for it. I'm going to get soft luggage that can swap between the NC and this. Well, this is just, it's fabulous. This is just absolutely fabulous. It just makes you enjoy riding motorcycles. This is Pickmere. You've been with me on many times. And it's like on most bikes you'd be having to gear down now. I'm just letting off the accelerator. Lovely little popping noise on it. You know, and just, again, just tootling through, watching the water in the road there. Watching these leaves. You can see they are lethal, them. Fourth gear, I've not even moved out of fourth gear, I've just left it in there. Just adjusting me riding through my throttle. Not even touched my brakes. Absolutely fantastic, people. Oh, we're getting a bit of bright weather again. And it's proper gusty out here today. I do hate leaves in the road, to be honest. Especially when they're packed like that. Now it's going downhill. I'll drop down to third air. A little bit of juice going up the hill. Pickmere. Actually, what should I like to stand up on? Thank you. There's Pickmere Lake. We've shown it you many times. Getting clearer because the all the foliage is disappearing now, so you see more of it. There we go. Sad to say about Pickmere, been a lot of deaths in it. There's an undercurrent in there, and there used to be many years ago. There used to be little wood shacks. That were around the lake that people lived in, and there used to be a fair on Pickmere. The older generation who know it will know what I'm talking about if they've ever visited there. It used to be an actual spot for visiting. So is that a kite that someone's flying? Yeah, it is. I've seen a kite out for years, you know. I used to have a Peter Powell kite, and I had a Concorde kite. Hours and hours of fun with them. If ever you buy one, you will have hours and hours of fun. And it is, I'll tell you what, it is really nimble in the lanes, this. When you're going in a straight line, the steering's a little bit heavy on it. But when you get into the bends, it's quite nice. And these are quite twisties down here. All been built up from when I was younger. Red line if you want a pint. And I think you've been down here with me before. On the left hand side there's a little cafe down here, which is a farm shop cafe. It's alright, to be honest. It's not the best in the world, it's not the worst in the world. You turn left in here, you sat back, is a little cafe there. Got to watch it as well, because a lot of tractors come out of here. Working farm. Right, we'll knock you off until we're getting where we're going. See you in a sec. I mean that lovely little thing here. You see now, you can see all the wheel bikers that are out. All the artificial ones that are in the cars. Let's see what else we've got in here. Nice old sound on that, isn't there? Dead easy to get off. Little old Harley there. Right, let's go and get some food. Right, knock you off here. Just had a nice brew. Decided for some chips and gravy out of JNS, and they were absolutely gorgeous. This is my brand new Himalayan. Everything, where am I going to put my keys now? She's got a bit dirty, hasn't she, from this morning when she come out the showroom. But this is what bikes are for. It's got a nice burble to her as well. There we go. Second gear. Not even use a clutch. Third gear. Just drop your revs off. Fourth gear. And there we go. Change from first to fifth gear without even using the clutch on it. Belting little bike, people. A belting little bike. Right, we'll put you on when we're closer to home. Now the Hemi overtaking, so she can do it. Get the right gear, you know, steady 40 to 50, she can overtake. You have to work a little bit harder, to be honest, as I say. For people that watch this video and that are intrigued by these bikes, you must ride them first. Because it is a Marmite bike. I'm the sort of person, I'm not bothered about speed. I can do it or I can't. I'm not bothered either way. I tend to just enjoy me riding now, to be honest, and that's why as you get older you just slow down. That's the truth of it. You know, I think this is the very much in a certain place of the market where certain people like. Whether it's a long-term bike for someone, don't know. I would think people who have these, if they have them a year or so, then they'll be looking at moving on, especially if you're young and you're looking for something that goes faster, because that's what would happen. But in terms of a bike, it's just brilliant. It's just, I can't believe how smooth the gearbox is just on, you know, the first day out on it. Back brake is much better than the front brake. And lower speeds, it's really smooth. Like I say, with gear changes, I don't even have to, I honestly do not even have to touch the clutch on the gear change. You'll pay, how much will you pay for a quick shifter? You've got it for free. Where the Himi, you know, hasn't got the guts to overtake, like them two bikes in front, which are obviously 850ccs and above, they look like inline fours, easily overtake this wagon. You would be taking risk trying to do it on this, you know, and that's the side that a lot of people wouldn't like. You'd be absolutely throttling this bike to get past it, and I'm not going to do it because it's brand new anyway, but even if it weren't, I don't think I'd do it. You know, you've got to weigh up where it's safe to overtake. If that wagon's got a massive clear space in front of it, you know, a straight line and nothing coming the other way, then I would say yeah, go for it. But no, dropping your gears and trying to overtake now, you'd be in a high risk situation, I think. So just don't treat it like that, because this bike isn't like that. As I say, it is just a slug. It just goes up and down hills at a nice steady pace, and you've got to look at the other side. If you come off, it's not going to hurt as much, right? Just skill of knowing how to deal in traffic. I'm actually in front of the people that were in front of me. So a fast BMW by the side of us, we've got no chance. If he decides to put his foot down, we've got no chance. Now the Runcorn Road, you turn left, you go up to Runcorn there, and we're on the Warrington Road. Right, here we go. Get my head under the visor there, get more speed, you see? It's ample, you know, it gets away. You know, you're never going to beat land speed records on this bike. But what a bike, it's so comfy, it's just, I know people that get their own new bikes want to go through that puddle now. Just want to go through that puddle. You're riding it, and I'm looking for faults, and I'm looking for good things to say about it, and it's an all-round mule. If you got on it and you just wanted to get to A to B with no rush, this is the way to get on it. And I think what we'll do, we'll jump on the motorway and see what she's like on the motorway. We've done a little spell on it. We'll go a bit up the 56 and then onto the M6 viaduct, so we can see what she's I mean, it's like anything. I think 55 or 60 you'll be sticking on the motorway at this. You really, you know, wagon speeds, the HGV speeds is what you want to be aiming for on it, because I think if you're hammering it any further than that, I mean, I'd say it's just a sort of engine. It's like a Singer sewing machine. It just keeps on ticking. That's just what it is. I think that's the way it's designed. And even this morning when I spoke to Mike in Moto, I learned something myself, because I always thought new bikes, when they're actually the reason for the first service, I always thought that they had thinner oil in them from factory. But he said to me it's thicker oil, so it flushes out all the junk quicker. So that's something I didn't know. I always thought it was thinner oil. Here we go. So going on the motorway, and we've got quite a bit of wind. I mean, again, this would change if you had luggage on the back of it. I wouldn't actually say this bike is one for carrying passengers. I really wouldn't. I think it's I mean, I suppose once you got going you'd feel it. You can feel now at 60, just 65, which is about 60 mile an hour. You can feel the vibrations through the seat, through the handlebars, through the foot pegs. It's a very buzzy bike. And you're at 4.5, nearly 5,000 revs. And the thing is, on some bikes you can build up the speed, then just relax the throttle a little bit and it'll drop the revs down, but keep on going. This, as soon as you release that throttle, you're slowing down. But it's not uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean? It's not uncomfortable. The seat on it really feels good. But again, when you're sat in it, it's a soft seat, it's not hard. From getting in it, I'm surprised actually. It's really soft from getting on it. You get really crosswinds here off the 56. Yeah, I don't think I'd have any issues. Your day would just be longer in the seat in this. If you're going to do a long tour on it, it would take you longer. So, you know, on this, if you're on a motorway at 70, you're doing 60, an extra 10 miles per hour. That's how many miles you'll lose in the hour. So, you know, 50 miles in 5 hours. But it's like one of them, when you're going out on tours, you really should be giving yourself time to get round. And you should also, you don't want to be throttling it everywhere. You want to see what you're going around to. You're going to a new continent, you're going to a new area to see what that is like. Again, one-handed riding on it, absolutely easy. Let your throttle off. Good braking, engine braking off it, not even touching the brakes. Put it back on. As I say, it's not got tug on it. It's not got any sort of grunt to pull it. It just seamlessly just moves up its speed. It just keeps on adding it to it. Yeah, you won't be happy with it. And I think like this motorway ride, you can see now motorway riding, easy enough. Good bunch miles on it. To be quite honest with you, I said on my first ride on it, I didn't take it on the motorway. I wouldn't use it on the motorway, but this is ample, this is capable of it. At this speed, I'd be quite comfortable because I don't really go. There is times like on the NC where you actually pull back the throttle to get past something quickly. Like if you see a lot of build up of traffic, I'll try and get past it so I'm in front of it and gone. But on this, you do the opposite. You just slow down and sit behind. Really good bike, but it is really, really comfortable on the motorway. The front flashing unit is a bit naff. I think it's just the high and low beam seems to be the same when you flicker them up and down. I think all it does is lowers and raises the light bulb. So I think really for that, I've seen some LED conversions. Because this will be a keeper for a year with me, and maybe even longer, I don't know. But she'll definitely be with me for the next 12 months. and I'll get as much fun out of her as I can get. And undoubtedly, the longer I ride her and the more miles I put on it, it'll free up the engine a little bit, and maybe that buzzing and the little bits in the steering and the seat will start to free up, and that'll start to go weight to the side. It'll disappear. Royal Enfield, I would say to people, don't ride it. You know, don't be fixated with the new 450cc one. You know, if you get a chance to ride them both when they come out. But I think on this sort of realm, if you're looking for a bike with speed, I don't even think the new one would do it. You know, I was thinking on this, a 452 big bore kit in a year's time, if I keep it that long. I don't think it needs it. I mean, it's daft. It's even like in that mud when it was stuck. Putting that on there just puts more power down to the back wheel, so there's less likelihood of me getting out of that mud. This character of this bike is, it's a chugger, so it gets you out of a mess that, you know, you've not got high rates of power that would, because people don't realise it, you know, massive amounts of power actually can put you into mud worse than it can get you out of it. That's not bad. You see that blue on the floor there? That's diesel, people. Avoid it like the plague. Yeah, too much power going down. If you're getting quagmire stuff like I was in, it's not going to do anything for you. It's just going to put you deeper into it, even with knobbly tyres, even with more knobbly tyres than this. You're just going to be digging holes with the back wheel. As I say with this, undoubtedly if this had had probably a bit more off-roadish tyres, it'd have gone over that a little bit better, like the ones that are on the NC. I think if they'd have been on it, it'd have probably got through that a little bit easier. But the ones that are on this are absolutely amazing for what they are. For stock tyres, you know, I'm literally getting onto this bike now, just riding it like I've been riding it 1,000 miles. I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. So, the Birchwood Biker is now in the Himalayan Club. And I promise you won't be buying any more bikes this year. Not until my other ones have gone. Work has to go on with them now. I've got to figure out even when I get home how I'm going to get it in the garage with them. God. We'll do it. We'll do it somehow. And it does handle the roads really well. For the little bit of filtering I've done, quite good. I'll have to actually measure these handlebars compared to my NC, because I don't know that they're wider. But again now, third gear, I'm not even going to change gear, just go round. And it's like anything, we're in wet weather, so again it's just now pulling and pulling, but it's not like you'd get on a sports bike and you can feel that pull, you can feel it tug. It's not like that. It's linear, the way it just builds and builds and builds. I do like the switch gear on it. Dead easy to use them with your gloves on. 60 miles an hour. He lives here. This is where he lives. you know, my riding on this bike will be 60, 65 mile an hour max on long runs. Back brake, down with the gear, touch of the back brake, not even touching the front brake. Third gear, back brake touch, again. And you can hear we're downset 2,000 revs. It just chugs. It chugs away. It's a mule. It's great. I've loved every minute of this. I mean, how many bikes can you get in third gear and just, you know, I don't even need to change gears on it. It's untrue. Right at that, you lovely people, Bertrand Biker, thanks for coming with me. Like, comment and subscribe. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bertrand Biker, ride safe, be kind to others, and with luck they'll be kind to you. See you on the next one. Ta-ra.